really need to develop emotional intelligence, because this is what, in this innovative world, makes us different from the robots. Robots don't have emotions, and we have. That's why our job as a human being to manage these emotions, to teach kids from very little to understand their own emotions, to express their own emotions in a very natural, creative way. Because for us human beings, creativity is absolutely a natural thing. Hello.
Hi. Hello, Ekaterina.
Hello.
It's so lovely to meet you here on Zoom.
Thank you very much for your invitation.
I'm so amazed with the work that you're doing. You're an opera singer, but you're also a vocal coach. And I see you also work on a project, Creative TechLab.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would love to hear all about this wonderful career of yours.
Yes. Where should I start?
Let's start. Where are you based?
I'm in Berlin.
Okay. And were you born there?
No, I was born in Russia, but I lived most of the time of my life in Germany.
Oh, I see. Okay. And so you went to school in Germany then?
In the university. I finished school very early. I
Yeah.
was 15 in Russia, and then I had my first degree in Russia, and then I moved to Germany when I was 18.
Oh, I see. Okay. And the music, the singing, do you come from a musical family?
No, actually, my family is really anti-music.
Oh, really?
Yes, they don't understand anything, but somehow I had so much luck with my teachers. And when I was 5, I said to my mom that I want to play piano. And I said, Mom, bring me to the music school. And my mom was like, where?
Really?
To the music school. I want to play the piano. My mother cannot play the piano, and she's really, as I said, anti-musical. And she said, like, okay, what to do? Okay, we should bring the child to the, okay, where to find the school? But somehow it worked out, and I had amazing teachers for piano and singing and everything. So I pretty early started to win lots of piano and singing competitions.
Amazing. So you were very determined as a child as well, because if you insisted on playing the piano.
Yes, somehow, yeah.
That's
My
amazing.
mom always ask, where did I get this idea? I said, I don't know.
But have you and the singing? Did you who discovered your voice then? Because if you started playing the piano, somebody must have heard you sing.
In Russia, we had a very interesting, Sovietic. Even that I'm post-Sovietic generation, but this is a still Sovietic system that kids after school went to some other school, some music school, sports school, or art schools, because parents, they were working. So this is like a court in Germany, and so all the kids should go somewhere. And I went to music school because I wanted it, and we had like a real school. We had piano lessons, solfeggio, like music theory, music literature, choir, singing lessons, like really, really many different subjects, because we were spending 5 times a week after school in this in the music school. Yeah. So my teachers in the choir, they noticed that I can sing pretty well, and also we got as every child who sang in the choir, we've got some singing lessons. And my teacher for singing said that I have an amazing voice, and she would like me to improve it. And my mom said, like, yeah, whatever. And she said I should do a singing competition, and my parents were like, okay, we'll do singing competition. What should we do? And this is how I started to sing.
Amazing.
And mm-hmm.
Yeah. But that's great that your parents, I mean, that they did that, that they gave you this opportunity, even though that they, they didn't have an interest themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True.
And do they still now support you like this?
Yes, actually, they always. I also was thinking about this. How lucky, because now I'm working a lot with kids, And I always, or not always, I often think that how much luck I had with my parents, because they always supported in anything. I wanted to do this, I wanted to play tennis, I want to do many other different things, and they always let me to try it out. All,
Really?
yeah, they
Well,
always supported me.
it's so interesting because I spoke to a soprano once, but she told me that her parents also didn't know anything about music, but that she felt that was kind of a benefit because they just applauded everything she did and they were so
Mhm.
enthusiastic about everything she did, you know? So,
Yeah. Mine
so that,
too. Yes,
yeah, so that's great if it's that way. But
yes.
so, and you then decided to do a career in singing. Was this then automatic, just, or was it at some point that you decided, hey, this is what I want to do?
And then when I finished my school, and I had a dream. I wanted to study in the best college in Russia, in the
Okay,
very best, because I'm from little city in the north. I was born there. My parents still live there, and I had to decide: should I do piano or should I do singing? And I decided to do singing.
okay.
That was my personal decision, and I moved to Moscow as a singer. Mm.
Oh, I see. And then was it for you to get into the industry? Did you find it difficult, or was the school? You said you wanted to go to the best school.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did that
Uh,
help?
Mhm. How? What? Sorry.
I mean, did it help you that you went to this base school? How did you get into the industry?
Accidentally, I just
Mm.
came to the examination, and I said,
Mhm.
"Hello, my name is Ekaterina. I want to sing." And teacher was like, "Okay, sing then." And I sang some. I don't know what I sing, some aria or whatever. And they were very surprised because I was very overdeveloped.
Oh, I see.
For my age, they were very surprised, and actually it was very easy for me to get a spot there, but not easy to study, because to study music culture in Russia is so much more hard than in Europe general.
Really?
Yes, especially if you're in the best school of the country. Like, it's a lot of pressure, it's a lot of uh, mental. Yeah, you should be very healthy and very strong
Mm.
mentally. But it's a very good school anyway, because in the opera singing you should be mentally very strong if you want to do this career, if you want to go this path and do an opera singing.
Mm. Yeah, because it's not an easy career, and it's a lot of behind the scenes work that you have to put in yourself.
Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely, absolutely.
So you have to have that discipline and that determination.
Yeah,
Mm.
discipline and talents, and lots of discipline, and communication skills, many things, many things. It's actually singing is only 10%.
Really.
90% is soft skill.
But now you also a vocal coach. So do you is it something that you always thought of doing? Because it's almost like you giving something back then
Hmm.
if you're teaching.
Hmm. Actually, I always thought that I cannot teach at all.
Really?
Yes, but then as a student, I started to do singing lessons, and also I can conduct. That's why I was conducting some choirs. And for a choir, of course, I should give them. I should explain how the body works, how the voice and breathing works. So this is how I started to do vocal coaching. Yeah. So it was very important for my choirs. So I
Really?
can sing.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But I've spoken to musicians that also have a love for teaching, and they say that they actually learn so much themselves through teaching their students. Do you find that as well?
Mm, I would say that I discover about singing and music and the importance of creativity every time when I work with my clients, not only for singing, but also for Creative Tech Lab when I work with kids, because I work with kids from 2 up to 2 years old. And I see how important music and singing in particular is for every human being,
Really.
because voice and singing is something what we human beings react the most. We don't react on violin or piano as much as we react on a voice, on a human voice. So the voice, I always say the voice is an instrument of emotion, and it's so powerful. And explain my clients, my students about the voice, how powerful it is, and how many connections in the body there are, and emotional intelligence. We work a lot with emotions, with inner blockages when we, work on high notes. It's so interesting and so complicated. So for me, it's interesting to discover it with my students and with my clients, and especially with kids, because they see it completely different
Yeah.
in a very
Because
different way.
yeah, because as a child, you don't have the inhibitions and you don't have the boundaries that you have when you're an adult.
Yes, exactly. You don't have these boundaries.
Mm.
And this is the most amazing thing. And I always wonder, where do they come from? While as a child, they're so free and they love to try out everything. And they are so really free of all these limiting beliefs. And then as an adult, we start with limiting beliefs and with, to take away all this garbage from the head, just the voice to get out from the body, this inner, beautiful, individual voice.
Mm.
It starts with the head.
Yeah, because you hear a lot of adults saying, "Oh, I can't sing," or
Mhm.
but you think as children we all sing.
Yes, for kids, it's absolutely normal.
Mm.
They hear the melody and they start to sing with it. They don't even know that they might don't get the note correctly. They don't care.
Yeah,
This is the most important and amazing thing about this, because if you say, or if I say, a little bit higher, a little bit more down, a little bit, I always guide. Then they get the right note, but only then they maybe notice that it was maybe a little bit wrong. But I really don't understand. I also hear from many of my friends say might hear somewhere in the childhood that they cannot sing. I always wonder, how is it possible? How can an adult say to a child,
yeah.
I really can't understand it.
So you developed this program. What was the reason why you developed this? This is
Creative Tech Lab.
yeah.
It's music with digital technologies.
Oh, I
I
see.
Yeah, that was my pedagogic thesis, because after I was singing La Scala, I decided to stop the career, and I was thinking, what else can I do? And life gave me an opportunity to study pedagogy. And then, of course, during the study, we have to go to schools, we have to go to work with kids and teens. And for the very first time, I've seen that, firstly, very many kids don't have the access to professional music education, not at all, at least here in Germany, because we have a big lack of teachers, and especially music and art teachers. Secondly, many kids and teens, they really feel connected with music, but they don't know how to express them through music because they don't have the tools. And thirdly, I've seen in schools, I've seen such a traditional way of teaching, and for new generation it's so boring.
Yeah,
For the 10th of 20th times to hear the biography of Beethoven, they just
yeah,
fall
yeah.
asleep. They don't do anything with music. They just do the theory, and they find it so boring.
Mm.
And when I came to school, I thought, like, okay, this I have to change, because for me it's also boring. I do remember when I was a child and our teacher was sick in music literature. And I don't know, maybe 5 times we were watching Boris Godunov, and I was only 10. Oh, it was so boring that I can, I still can't forget it. So I thought, like, okay, what can I do? And I love technologies and I love innovations. I thought, like, okay, maybe I can do it something with technologies, but something with what kids can really create their own music. They can sing or they can play the piano, and this is how I developed this method of creating tables. So the whole theory, like notes, rhythms, symbols, they play with apps. So this is animated apps, professional animated apps.
Oh, okay.
Yes, and this is a very funny way to learn notes, because usually, the traditional way is just you learn by heart.
Yeah.
And this is boring. So they have this, for example, hungry munchie, and they have to feed it with notes, but with the right notes. So they learn and they play and they have a lot of fun. They collect really good experience with the learning and learning theoretical part. And then I explain how to play the piano, because I can play the piano. And they also very quickly know where is which key, because I work a lot with colors. So they have the ipad on the iPads, the keys on the piano. They have also these roll pianos, and then I explain how they can create their own music. And every time I sit and think, everyone is a genius. Just
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Just give these tools to kids and say, I believe in you. You are amazing. And you can't imagine how, they bloom like flowers and they create such fantastic things, because I repeat it, especially for teenagers, music is something what they emotionally need to express sometimes, or very often they don't know how to express or how to talk to parents about some topics, or how to express their um, thoughts in their head,
Yeah.
or how to express themselves. And it's so much easier to do through music.
Mm.
If you just create a story with notes, with sounds. And this is what I teach them, and they do it everything with everything they do with apps, and they have these apps on the phone or on iPads, and they can do it anywhere.
That is so amazing that you do that. And
Thank you.
this, and like you said, that for me, it's also this idea that children don't get the opportunity to do different forms of art in school. The focus is always on the subjects like maths and science, and children need to have some form of art and music to express themselves. That is so true, and we don't give them that opportunity. And now this program is amazing what you're doing.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, but not only creativity. I think that music is the unique thing to communicate with each other,
Yeah.
to develop emotional intelligence. And I'm always talking about this when I talk with sponsors or investors, that we really need to develop emotional intelligence, because this is what, in this innovative world, makes us different from the robots.
Mm.
Robots don't have emotions, and we have. That's why our job as a human being to manage these emotions, to teach kids from very little to understand their own emotions, to express their own emotions in a very natural, creative way. Because for us human beings, creativity is absolutely a natural thing.
But it's also if when you talk about that and the motion and the music, I spoke to film composers as well, and we talked about the fact that the film in itself has the story, but the moment they put the music to it, it sort of enhanced that emotion. It sort of brings something else to the film, and you never think about that when you watch a film. The music is sort of there, but you don't really notice it, but it does. The effect that it has on you is that it affects your emotion.
There is a research
Yeah.
where physicians
Mm.
research what kind of frequencies influence, in what way influence people. Yeah,
Mm.
because we as human beings react on sound very strong. And that's why music is very emotional. It has a lot connection with emotions.
Yeah, I do agree with you. And how do you get this program out? Do you sell it, or is it available at schools? How do you do that?
Creative TechLab, you mean?
Yeah.
Now we have partners. We work with schools, with kindergartens, with HOTS, with many children, youth organizations, with family organizations. So we do lots of our, I would say, product life, a
Yeah.
product line. Business language is wide because we work really with kids from 2 years old, with families, with parents, because I think it's very important to explain to the parents that apps and digital technologies is nothing bad, because many
Yeah.
people here in Germany think like, oh, digital, no, 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 my child should not play whatever. But we really communicate a lot and explain that digital technologies in terms of learning is very good, because this I would also would like to tell, because um, virtual reality and why is it so important in learning? Because for our brain, do we do it in real or we do it in our mind? It's absolutely the same. And when a child plays the game in the app, it experiences and it repeats a particular positive experience and
Okay.
learns. So for our brain, the brain learns particular, or how to say, builds, this kind of knowledge net through one topic, or in one topic, for example, music and positive experiences. And this is, this fixation of positive experience in music, in learning, in the process of learning, it's very important. This is why digital technologies is actually not the future of schooling. It is already there, but it's very important to implement it in schools. And that's why my job is now to bring more education, cultural and music education to schools. We work in some schools and the results are amazing. So this is
That's
the work.
wonderful. Oh,
Yeah.
that makes me so excited because I think this is so important.
Yeah.
Um, and do you find that also the children are interested in playing instruments, like real instruments then?
Of course, because as I said before, many kids, really astonishing, too many kids just don't have the access. They have
Yeah.
never tried. They have never tried to play any instrument. And this block flute, what usually at school they do.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a very simple way of
Mm.
teaching music and playing instrument. But if they try, if I explain them how to play the piano, and they try it out, then they're more motivated to learn, and they can always play in the app, so they learn very quick.
Mm. But I think it's also this idea that if you play music, you have to be a musician or you have to do it to that extent. And we forget that many people just want to play the instrument for the love of it, and not necessarily to become a pianist or to become a flutist. So, in that sense, maybe it's also great that children can know that it doesn't have to be to that level that they have to do it, but that they can do it for the love of it.
Mhm. Well, my intention is actually I don't do it for educate professional musicians,
Yeah.
but I want just to give some tools to express themselves.
Mm.
There is no pressure. There is only fun, creativity, and technologies. And this is the thing also, because for new generation to generation Z, and even kids who were born from 19 or 2010, they're so different.
Yeah.
For them, technologies is so normal. I mean, and of course, learning with technologies for them is much better because this is individual learning. Some kids are very fast, some kids a little bit slower, some kids need help. And again, educational technologies really help us to learn individually.
Mm.
But don't lose motivation, because it's in a very playing mood.
That's fantastic. I mean, this is so great. I really, I'm so glad to know about this project that you're doing.
Thank you.
And congratulations with this work, really.
Thank you.
So, what is the dream now for you for this project?
I would like to grow.
Yeah.
I would like to grow. And at the moment, we are looking, or I'm looking for investors and sponsors because I want more kids to get the access to the professional music education. I want as much as possible kids to get the education because I see these amazing results after every workshop. I see this, excited eyes, and they always some kids they really come from workshop to workshop to many workshops. So I see sometimes the same kids, and they say like, I did at home something new. Can I show you? Yes, of course.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
parents sometimes send me some emails like what you did with my child. Now it's only sitting and playing and making music all the time. Yeah.
So, but who are the people that you need now? Who you say you want investors, but do you also need, say, musicians who would want to teach, or does it have to be a professional musician to teach this program?
Yes, at the moment actually I work with musicians I was studying with.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I taught them my methods, and we work all together. Yes.
Okay.
So at the moment, I have enough teachers. The sponsorship is now the question number one.
I don't.
The task,
And yeah. So, and but if somebody wants to buy this program or use this program, then they can contact you.
of course. Yes,
Yeah.
anytime.
That would be great if that could be spread out in schools and over the world, and also in countries where children don't necessarily could afford instruments, but they always have the technology, that they can use that as well.
Yes.
That's
So
amazing.
this is the
Mm.
most amazing thing about this educational technologies, because every school it doesn't cost so much. Every app, let's say we use 3 apps in the lesson, and it costs per month €10. So for
Okay.
€10 per month, the schools can afford it.
Mm.
€10 per month, every school can afford it.
So, but you have to have a teacher to teach it, or can a child can people just purchase the app?
Well, basically, we have different ways. We have online and offline lessons. Of course, when we are
Okay.
in school, we do offline lessons, like
Yeah.
with teacher who is showing how the apps work, the tasks and exercises. But we also do online classes, and we
Okay.
start from September again. It's also during the pandemic. It was amazing. We
Mm.
had, or I had, 3 online classes with 20 kids each. And it
Amazing.
was also very, very good. I created a system where actually basically, because many parents said like, what should I do? I don't understand anything. I heard it somewhere because my
Yeah.
parents were exactly the same. And I created video lessons and video explanations and video, many, many videos for kids. So everything what we do in the lesson, they already know, and they practice with me with my video lessons, and also they already know how the apps work.
Oh, I see.
So
Okay.
it's very sustainable.
Mm. So, but at the end of the day, people can contact you if they are interested in this, in the app and in the program, and or if it's somebody wants to teach the program.
Of course,
Yeah.
I'm open for partnership. Of course.
Fantastic. That is amazing. I hope that somebody can connect with you, and I will definitely, because I have contact with so many musicians. I think somebody should be able to contact you about this. This is just a wonderful project.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think people really need it.
Yeah. No, I do agree. And as I say, this has always been, since I started my project, this project has always been the wish that somehow, we can get music back into the schools, we can get art back into the schools, because it's so important for children, and it's so important also for the future audiences. It's this appreciation of art and the importance of art. And art is so interweaved in our lives that we cannot just say it's not an important subject. It has to be in a school alongside maths and science. That's, for me, that would be such a great thing when that happens.
I think that it's we won't wait for this too long, because the world is changing now at the moment so fast, and the whole system is changing so fast. I think that I really sure that in 10 years, actually, the basics in school won't be maths and Deutsch or English, the language, but it will be communication, soft skills, and creativity. Creativity, and maybe really sports or some
Yeah,
movements or dance, because the new world needs new skills.
absolutely. Yeah. No, absolutely. I agree with you.
Yeah, maths can already do all the techniques.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
the Excel tabelle can do everything.
Exactly.
We don't
Yeah.
need it anymore.
Yeah.
We
No.
really need art and communication,
Mm,
creativity and communication.
yeah. No, that's true. But it was so wonderful to talk to you. Congratulations with this great program, and much success. And I really hope for you that this could be spread out into the world, because I think it is such an amazing project.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you
Okay.
for your invitation. It was very interesting to talk to you.
It was lovely talking to you too. Have a lovely afternoon, Ekaterina.
Thank you. You too, Petra.
Thank you. Bye.